Did you just go one side?
It's solid.
I don't think so. Not really.
Evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Trying to hang up.
No.
Angie, I was just going to ask you if you're going to wake Will up.
What is it?
Hi, it's a Zoom meeting.
Just an announcement. Everyone, Big Al said that he will be on in about 2 minutes. Evening, Will. Well, good evening, everyone. It looks like the legend himself, Mr. Tom Big Al Schreider, has joined us. Big Al, can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Big Al, can you hear me okay? Oh, there we are.
All right.
Well, welcome to welcome.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I certainly can. That's the most important thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Well, absolute pleasure and honor. Absolute privilege to meet you online. Welcome, team, and welcome, Big Al. Team, this is Big Al. This is the legend himself. Absolute privilege to have him online tonight. And isn't the internet wonderful that we can connect with an amazing individual like this? So thank you so much again for your time. As everyone would know, I've been a fan of yours for many years now, and I've had the privilege of attending many of your workshops. But the mentorship that you gave me over the last 24 hours, 48 hours has been phenomenal, life-changing, and I really valued every single message that you've sent me. So thank you so much. Thank you for agreeing to do this webinar, and highly unusual. And I'm just really honoured to have you online tonight, and I think the team really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I haven't prepared anything because I just wanted you to have the time and space to basically share whatever you felt was important for us to know as a team as we grow here in Australia. I'd say the majority of people, apart from Will and Angie, are a little bit newer to network marketing. I've been to a number of your workshops, but as you pointed out, there were probably a number of things that we maybe knew intellectually, but we're forgetting in practice. So I'd like to give you the floor tonight, and we'd be honoured to have some of your wisdom and your teachings with us tonight. So thank you again for your time.
Well, let's get started with a couple basics. The basics are, we are not in the health and wellness business. We're not, the company is. We're not picking rocks underneath and grind it up into minerals, and we're not picking herbs underneath the rocks in China at midnight with leprechauns. We don't formulate the products. We don't do the websites. We don't do shipping and receiving. We don't do customer service. The company does all of that. So we are not in the health and wellness business. They are. We're not. When their doctor is sick on staff on Tuesday, they don't call us in. So the company can do everything perfectly well without us. They can ship directly to the customer, answer questions. The only thing they can't do is get somebody to make a yes decision to buy the products or to join as a distributor. So they arranged a partnership. They say, hey guys, here's the deal. We can do everything. I mean, everything. We don't even want your medical advice. So we will do everything. And all you have to do is one little thing, and that is to get people to make a yes decision. So we're not employees, we're not staff, we're rocket. Yeah. All right. So if our job is to get decisions, you and I have chosen a career in the decision-making business. I did not know that the first couple of years of my business, so I became a health and wellness expert. Missed my calling there for sure. But for everyone here, if you could just say to yourself, my mission, if I choose to accept this mission, is to get prospects to make a yes decision. That's it. And once we know what we're doing, we can actually start showing up for work. So our job is yes decisions. Now, you have to ask yourself, what's the company want us to do? Just yes decisions. That is it. Because the only thing they pay us for is getting a yes decision. Let me just point out that is there a bonus for people that almost joined? Is there a bonus for people who want to think it over?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Is there a bonus for showing people videos? Is there a bonus for following up people and harassing them until they die? The answer is no. So the only thing the company pays us for is the only thing they want us to do, which is to get decisions. Once we got that, we can eliminate about 95% of all of our work, all of our stress. And all we have to do is just get people to make a decision. And the cool thing about this is people don't know how they make decisions. You ask 100 people on the street, how do you make decisions? Oh, I don't know. You know, I have sort of a feeling. Oh, how do you get the feeling? Oh, I don't know. Nobody knows how they make decisions. Now, 50 years ago when I got started, 47 years ago when I got started, we didn't know how people made decisions either. So we were taught, to be a salesman. Now, if you're brand new to network marketing or a business in the 20th century, you're probably gonna, or 21st century, whatever you call this is, you're gonna laugh till milk shoots out your nose. When you see what they taught us to do, before the year 2000, you would say, these people are idiots. But here's how they taught us to do network marketing. They said, okay, make a list of everybody you know, everybody. Even if you don't know their name, put them on the list. And then call, and beg them for an appointment. And if they won't give you any appointments, then use the 3-foot rule. Go out and harass anybody within 3 feet of you. And if somebody finally says, I'll listen to you, say, shut up and sit down. While I talk to you and talk at you for the next 45 minutes. Save your questions till the end. I might cover it somewhere in my presentation. And I'm going to show you videos and flip charts and information and testimonials. And at the end of 45 minutes, if you have any questions or objections, I'm going to twist them and use them against you and humiliate you. And then I'm going to close as hard as I possibly can. And if you don't close right away, when I think it over, I'm going to harass you until you buy or die. Now, that's how they taught us to do it back in the last century. And you're thinking, well, that is just stupid. Because there's an old saying that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. Now, is this how people like to be sold? Of course not. Is this how we like to talk to people? No, we hate it too. So if we hate it and they hate it, what would be our suggestion? Stop doing it. Nobody likes it.
Do the opposite.
And it doesn't work. I mean, you know, you'll get 1 out of 100 people that will join out of sympathy, or they're just desperate or something, but it is difficult to do this to people. So that's the old model. And if you're thinking right now, wait a minute, you're still doing that today. And the answer is, yeah, they are. So all of our competition is operating in the 1960s. Now, the 1960s ain't coming back. And maybe in the 1960s, we didn't have cell phone and Netflix and messages and all this stuff. We didn't have that. But now we do. Back in the 1960s, maybe we were the only entertainment. But today, people don't have time. Now, watch this, and this will summarize the frustration in our business in a nutshell. Everybody here on this call is busy. You have families, you have hobbies, you have duties to do, everything from clean house to watch kids to plan next year's vacation. Everybody's busy. I call you up and I say this. Hi, I just need 30 minutes of your time. At this point, you're probably going to break a rib, herniate yourself laughing. You say 30 minutes, you know, it's 15 seconds maybe. 30 seconds on board already. I don't even watch a 30-second commercial anymore. Are you out of your mind? And so we'll try to get appointments by calling people and asking for a 30-minute time slot, or an hour or 2 hours to get a babysitter and come down to a meeting, or to go watch a 1-hour webinar. They're going to poke our eyes out. This is not the human experience. And the reason we are so stressed on time is this. We have thousands of decisions to make every moment. Now, we're only going to make maybe the top one on the list. And our subconscious mind is going to make the rest because somebody has to. So right now, we're thinking, just to stay alive, you have to make a decision to pump blood over here, move this muscle, blink this eye, create 30,000 new digestive enzymes. It goes on and on. So our subconscious mind has to make all those. But we're so stressed for time, nobody's going to give us that time. So here is the next words. I want you to just imagine. You call somebody and say, I just need 30 minutes of your time. What is their response going to be? Well, you might say it could be, I'm busy, I have no time, or what is it all about? Does that sound normal?
Yes, it does.
All right. So the reason we say what's it all about is we're thinking, I can't invest any of my time to listen to details of something I'm not going to be interested in. If it's something I'm not going to do, why am I wasting my time listening to details? So just imagine right now, I say, I want 30 minutes of your time. You say, well, okay. And I start describing the different computer parts of my laptop. And you're thinking, I don't even want a laptop computer. why am I wasting my time on this? And you're totally stressed out because you have already made a final decision. You don't want a laptop before you've even started. So that's the human experience. Here is what's super cool. People have no idea how they make up their minds. We will. Now, I don't know if you can connect the dots on this one, but people have no idea how they make up their minds. We will, and we get paid for this. They make the dots even more bigger. People have no idea how they make up the time. We can make a fortune by telling them how to manage their time, how to make decisions. It just gets easier and easier. So once we know we're in the decision-making business, the biggest question we're going to have is, how do people make decisions? So that's what we should be learning. If we learn that, we can make money in our profession. Now, here's the good news. Everyone here on this call has some products that people like. You have an opportunity that people like. They have already made their decision, and it's already yes. Now, I'm going to go outside my window here where it's raining and talk to 100 people. And I'm going to ask 100 people, do you want to live longer or die quickly? And they're all probably going to say, live longer. And I'm going to say, do you want more money in your life or less money? And they're probably going to say, more money. They're 100% pre-sold. So here's the diagram that we're going to use to make a fortune. 100% of the people are pre-sold. We talk to them, and they say, no, wait a minute. How many people have noticed this? 100% of the people are pre-sold. They desperately want what we have to offer. We talk to them, and they say no. Now, I'm going to do this again slower and see if we can pick up the weak link where it all goes bad. 100% of the people are pre-sold, and we talk to them, and they say, no. You and I literally talk people out of it because we don't know the words to say. And we talk them out of it so badly that they almost say to us, I'd rather die quickly and be broke rather than do business with you. And that's pretty offensive, but it's pretty direct. Is it okay if we just talk about real life?
Absolutely. The truth hurts, but its truth is rewarding.
So if you ever had a whole bunch of people telling you no, you say, well, what's the common denominator there? And that, of course, is us. So when I got started, here's what I did. I talked everybody out of it. Everybody. I mean, I was like the worst. I gave picture-perfect presentations. Nobody joined. And when they didn't join, I made the presentations twice as long. I extended them from 45 minutes to 90 minutes because I thought people made decisions on information. Well, that's where it goes wrong. So if you have a pencil and paper, let's write down a couple things that's going to get us pointed in the right direction so we can get started. Number one, brain science around 1997 nailed us. They showed us exactly how people make decisions. Now think about this. Science went, they did MRIs in the brain, and they found out how humans make decisions, and they found out that humans don't make decisions on information. And how do you feel about that? Well, here's what else they found out. They make decisions right away. So if you're taking notes, write number one, no information, and number two, right away. So the human brain is programmed. It is set up to make instant and immediate decisions to save our time, remember? And they make those decisions based upon zero information. And you're thinking, zero information? Well, how do we feel about our sales presentation now? Well, our sales presentation, our company video is, well, let me put it this way. It ruins our business, pushes people away, talks them out of it, destroys our career. Not that I have any opinions on this. But if you currently are doing a sales presentation, stop. because people make final decisions on no information. Now, if you heard this for the very first time, you're thinking, wait a minute. That's a big stretch. So I'm going to give some case studies. You figure it out. Case study number one. You come to talk to a prospect. Let's say the prospect's me. I'm leaning back, folding my arms, frowning. Have I made a decision already? Of course, the answer is yes. And I made that decision based upon how much information? 0. And what was my decision? No. Just like that. Or try this. How many people here ever invited somebody to an opportunity meeting or a Zoom call and they didn't show up? Well, have they made a decision? Yeah. What was their decision? No. It was based upon how much information? 0. Starting to see a pattern. Now I'm going to do a bunch really quick just to show you it's everywhere. We just never noticed it. Men, channel surfing. Click, 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 going through the channels late at night. Women look at that and say, men are so stupid. They make their final decision on that channel in 1 second before they've seen everything and they're on to the next one. Yeah, that's how we make the decision on it. Or how many people here have ever watched a video on YouTube? How many seconds into the video before we make our final decision if we want to watch that video or not? 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 1 second? So again, we make our decision before the information. How many people here went inside of a restaurant to eat many times before you even seen the menu? We made the decision before the information, or order something off the menu before you knew all the ingredients. So were the vegetables organically grown? Did the chicken have a happy life before they killed it? No, we made the decision before the information. So I'd like to ask everybody in the call right now, if I were to ask you right now, based upon your keen adult observation of the obvious, when do humans make the final decision? After the presentation or before?
Before.
Once we just take a look at real life, we got it. Now here is where the rubber meets the road, the bottom line. What do you say in Australia? Shrimp on the Barbie? I don't know. You get a phone call right now from a salesman. You look at the caller ID. How long did it take you to make your final decision about that sales call on sales?
Instantly.
Like that. We made our final decision before we heard a single word of the presentation. Now, if you and I do this to salespeople, you think other people would do that to us? What percentage of the time? Maybe over 100%? So when you and I sit down with people, they have it all sorted out in the first 10 seconds. Our work is done in the first 10 seconds, which is awesome. If they're going to make up their mind right away, all we have to do is, oh, here's the good news. We don't have to be good for the first 10 seconds. And once they make a yes decision, well, then we can show them anything, a video or a flip chart. It doesn't matter. They've already made a yes decision. Anything we show them is like, oh, wow, this is great. It's going to be my business. They're excited about it. So I gave a little closing report for people to read. And on that closing report, you saw how people make instant decisions. Now, how they make instant decisions is sort of based upon their past experiences. So, anybody here have a bad experience with a salesperson? Yeah. So if somebody looks like a salesman, sounds like a salesman, acts like a salesman, guess what? Our mind says, shields up, dive, Scotty, dive, run, save yourself, be careful, don't believe them, be skeptical. Our programs just take over. We've already made a decision. We're going to be skeptical of the whole thing. It's pretty much over. So we don't have a lot of time in this call, so let me do this. Here's an example. How many people here entered a relationship or got married before you had all the information? That should be enough.
Everyone. Yeah.
So if that's enough examples, and if people make their decision right away, on that decision report, we showed you 5 things, and I'm going to show you a little ninja trick that's going to make it easy. 5 things. The first one is, when people look at this, who are you? Now, they have sophisticated things in the back of their brain. We can talk about this another time, where they can make a decision like, man, are you, you know, I don't see the hockey mask and axe, but you just look like you have bad intentions for me. So they're going to make a decision, oh, you're like Brad Pitt. Yeah. We can't do anything about that right now. So set that one aside. That comes from personal development over time. We're not going to change who we are in the next 6 to 10 seconds. The next 3 things are things that we can manage to get the decision. Number 2 is, can I trust you and believe you? Number 3, are you interesting? Number 4, do I want to do it or not? And then finally, when we do number 4, do I want to do it or not? What's my final decision? If the answer is no, we change the subject and talk about sports. If the answer is yes, then and only then will we do a presentation. But it doesn't matter what we show them, they've already made a yes decision. So for some people, they want just almost nothing. And other people might want every detail because they're an accountant or an engineer. So we will adjust to that. Don't worry about the presentation, because it's pretty hard to mess up the presentation once they've made a yes decision. If they made a yes decision, they're going to be on your side of the table. No matter what you show them, they're going to say, great. Oh, the company starts with a valve or a constant. I love that. And the company founder walks on water when it's frozen. I love that. Just like everything. So the middle ones, 2, 3, and 4, we have to manage. So here they are. 2, 3, and 4. 2 is, can I trust you and believe you? That's the big one. If they don't trust us and believe us, we're dead. It's over. I don't have to go any further. We'll do that on another call. The next one is, are you interesting? Because I'm pressed for time. Unless you're interesting, I don't have time to listen to you. Which will trigger the yes or no decision, which is the next one. So those 3 things we have to handle very quickly. I'll show you how I do it with a brand new distributor. Because they always say, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to talk to people. I said, okay, this is a very, very short thing. I say, here's what you say to people. First of all, say hi. Okay, I got that. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say hi back. I'm right, you're on it. Now, if you don't say anything for a half second, they'll take over the conversation, talk 100 miles an hour. You just stand back and in the wind, and they will build trust and rapport with you because they love people that listen. So if you're a shy person on this call, you're way ahead of the talkers. Way ahead. Don't change that. All you have to do is stand there and listen, and you'll build instant trust and rapport. They'll like us. Now, people are programmed. As we start learning these things, we'll learn about all these programs. But people have a program in their head, which is pretty cool. The program says, if I meet somebody brand new, I want to tell them how much I've suffered, how life has been unfair to me, how difficult it is, with the hopes that they'll love me more. And we all have that program, some extreme amount, some little amount, but we all have it. So when we say hi, they say hi, and they start telling us every problem they've ever had. Now, the purpose of business is to solve people's problems. All we have to do is to sit there and listen until we find a problem we can solve. Maybe they have a problem with their health, their sleep, their energy, their money, or time. We'll make a mental note. When they finally take a breath and a sip out of their soda, here's our chance to talk. All we're going to do is ask them, do you have this problem? Now, problems are 10 times better than all the benefits we can show them on a video. People are interested, number 1, in themselves. They are the most interesting person in the world. And number 2, they're interested about their problems to an intense degree. So when we repeat the problem back to them, we have not only created rapport, but we also broke your ice. We brought our business into a social chit-chat conversation. So it might sound like this. Hi, blah, 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 blah. So you just hate commuting to work, huh? Yeah. The Sunshine Parkway backs up every day. Or, hi, blah, 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 blah. So you really have trouble sleeping at night, huh? Yeah. So just by doing that, normal conversation, rejection-free, instant rapport. They say, not only did you listen to me, you repeated it back to me. You are a superior listener. Giant hug-a-thon, blood brother, blood sister, join at the hip, we're in. And this is so interesting because it's all about me and about my problems. That little sentence, ka-ching, we take care of the first two things. Now, what's left? We got to close. So the next sentence, we can just close. And the next sentence is simply, do you want to fix your problem? It's not rocket science. If you want to fix your problem, the answer is yes. If you don't, that's okay. And people go, whoa. Yeah, I can make up my mind right away if they want to fix their problem or not. Now, some people don't want to fix their problem. You talk to an elderly person about health, they might say, oh, no, my children visit me more when I pretend to be sick. Or you talk to somebody like, no, my father died broke, my grandfather died broke. I'm not good at anything. I'm a professional loser. I want to jump off the cliff. Would you push me? Yeah, I'll help, sure. All right. But most people want to fix their problems. So listen to this. I'm going to listen for the problem, repeat it back to them, and then I'm going to ask them if they want to fix it. And in that moment, that is our entire business, what we're paid to do. So see how quick your mind makes a decision when I say something like this. So you hate warehousing the babies in daycare, paying other people to watch them grow up, huh? Yeah. Well, would it be okay if you could work out of your home so you can see your children more? Yes, here's all my money. Or have trouble sleeping at night with insomnia and stuff, tossing and turning all the time. Oh, yeah. Oh, would it be okay if you could fall asleep within 7 minutes of your head touching the pillow? Yeah. They've already made the yes decision. Or ever feel tired in the afternoon? Oh, yeah. Would it be okay if you had energy all day long instead? Oh, that would be wonderful. You find growing old really hurts? Oh, man, it hurts all the time. Would it be okay if you could feel like you're 16 years old all over again, but with better judgment? Yeah. Do you feel underpaid? Yeah. Oh, would it be okay if you got paid what you're worth? Yes. Are we seeing the pattern? This happens in a heartbeat. Now, let me give you the ninja trick. On the second sentence where we ask them to make a decision, we will always start it with, would it be okay if? We don't have time in this call to say why it works. It just works. When you say, would it be okay if, people are naturally inclined to say yes. Unless it's just too weird or too far out. So if you want people to say yes, if you start with, would it be okay if, they'll say yes. If you start with alternate words, which you just make up, you're going to die. So let me give you some alternate words. You could say, would you be interested in, sales alarm pops up just like that, we're dead. Or, I just got involved with, oh, kill me now. So as we start to see that there's a thing called magic words, trained professional word phrases. So what you and I will do in this business, if we're going to do it for a living, is learn to say trained phrases. You know, like Will does. Will says most people. Everybody knows. Everybody says. Two types of people. And in a heartbeat, people say, yeah, Will, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So the second sentence will start with, would it be okay if? Now watch this. I'll do a couple. I might say, feel tired when you wake up in the morning? Problem. Would it be okay if you could wake up in the morning and feel like $1 million? Ka-ching. Or, does your job interfere with the week? Yeah, it takes up so much. Would it be okay if you could work out of your home and set your own hours? Oh, that would be wonderful. So we see problem and would it be okay? Now I'll do a little demo here. What I'm going to do is show you how long this really takes. And I'll use the example of, do you hate commuting to work? Would it be okay if you worked out of your home instead? So I'm just going to pull up here my iPhone here, a little stopwatch app. Looks something like, oh, that. We are going to see how long it's going to take us to do our business and get the final decision in real life. Now, once we make a decision, they can press play on a video, or we can read some PowerPoint slides to them like they're reading impaired. Doesn't matter. We have to get the yes decision. After that, everything is pretty much the company has done. They have all the information they need. But the decision comes first. So let's see how long this takes in real life. I'm going to say, you know, you hate commuting to work, and would it be okay if you could work out of your home instead? Let's just see how long that takes in real life. Do you hate commuting to work? Would it be okay if you could work out of your home instead? 4.97 seconds. Now, I want you to consider this. Here's the difference between an amateur who has never learned any of the 25 basic skills and a professional that goes ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. What does the amateur do in the first 4.97 seconds?
They don't know what they're doing in 4.97 seconds.
They don't even know what they're doing for a living. Hi, how are you? How's the dog? Oh, just kill me now. But a pro gets the whole job done in 4.97 seconds. They created instant rapport, they broke the ice, and they closed. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, 4.97 seconds, I could do that twice a day. Or 3 times a day. So let's say there's an opportunity meeting in Brisbane, and at the end of the meeting, we walk out, we see the security guard, and we say to the security guard, hate working nights? And they say, yeah, I hate working nights. Well, would it be okay if you can have your own business so you can work whenever you want it? Oh, that would be great. When can we talk? And you stop at the reception desk and say to the receptionist, hate being on your feet all day and all night? Oh, yeah. Would it be okay if you had a career where you could sit on your butt and just chit-chat with people? Yeah. And we see somebody drinking a cup of coffee there at the deli and say, do you like coffee? Oh, yeah, I love coffee. Coffee breaks the best time of my day when I go to work. Well, would it be okay if you had a career where all you had to do was chit-chat over coffee 4 or 5 times a day? Awesome. And to the maid, feel underpaid? Oh, yeah, I'm underpaid. Would it be okay if you got paid what you're worth? Tell me all about it. I have a break in 15 minutes. We could empty that hotel. We could just take out the staff. We have unlimited prospects when we talk to them correctly, when we know what's going on. Unlimited. So if you get somebody brand new, say, don't worry about the marginal ones. Don't worry the ones that have this, this, and this. Now, before you had to worry about it because you only had 5 prospects. You don't have to nurse these people anymore. You have unlimited people. Take the best quality volunteers. 4.97 seconds. So the first little mini lesson here is 3 of the skills, and I'll send you a copy of the 25 basic skills. Sorry about that. I should have done that earlier. But 3 of them that we can do in the first 4.97 seconds can build our business. I want you to imagine that from now on, you say, every day I'm going to ask, you have this problem, would it be okay if? And I'll just do that every day, a couple times a day. And if everybody in your team did it, you'd be so busy talking to all these people, getting started, doing their training. And don't throw away your sales presentation. I didn't mean that. Here's what you're going to do. You will never give a sales presentation before they make the final decision. If you do, slap your hands and keep the day job. What we're going to do is take our sales presentation, scratch out the title, and rename it their first training session. So what our former sales presentation, whatever it was you did, you can just make that their first training session. Because now when you show things, they don't care how long it takes, whatever. They've already made the decision they want to have this information for their business. So that's how we get started. And if you're asking, well, how do I do a sales presentation? There's all kind of ways. There's a 2-minute story, the 1-minute presentation, all different ways. But let me give you a little shortcut one right now. 5 words, just hold things over. And these 5 words are really cool because it gets rid of all objections. So you never have to deal with them. I want you to imagine the most evil person in the world, like my cigar smoking used car salesman uncle. And I call him up and say, hey, uncle. He says, what's up, pyramid boy? What kind of scam you trying to get me into? You ran over my cat yesterday. Didn't even apologize. You're an oxygen thief. You're a waste to humanity. What is it you want? Now, would you consider that maybe somewhat negative? So all I have to say to my uncle to freeze his brain like a taser to the neck is just say, Uncle, here is the short story. When you do that, their mind goes in neutral. It's frozen for the next 10 seconds. And 10 seconds is so much time. We're going to have trouble filling that 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, we can put anything in that person's head. There's nothing they can do to block it. It's going to go in. How cool is that? So to my uncle, I'm going to say, so here's the short story. What do you mean? I started a new business part-time. You're retiring in 6 months. It can double your retirement pay. Figure it out. The end. Got my message in. All right, so how about this? Blah, 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 and this oil rehab. Oh, I don't know. I got to talk it over with people. This is kind of hard for my tiny mind to make a decision. Hey. Here's the short story. Every night you toss and turn and you feel like dog do in the morning. This will help you sleep at night. The end. Figure it out. Oh, well, I don't know about stress. I might have to see my doctor before I do anything natural for stress. I don't want to mess up all my meds I'm taking. Here's the short story. You can get rid of your stress naturally instead of killing your husband and save over $30,000 in homicide lawyer charges. The end. Oh, okay. Maybe I should take it. So we can just present in a few seconds and give them the bottom line. And try it this way. Well, it seems like it's pretty expensive to take a lot of these vitamins and stuff. Every month, it's a lot of money. Hey, here is the short story. You can save a lot of money by simply dying early. Oh, okay. They got it. We can do such major damage in just a couple seconds. It's hard to fill up 10 seconds. So, well, I don't know if I should join or not tonight. I got to think. All right, here's the short story. You can make a decision not to join and continue working your job until you die. Or you can join tonight and we start the countdown to firing your boss. The end. Everything else after that is just training data. So that is kind of an overview on the closing skill without going into anything very deep. But once we see the big picture, when we hang up from this Zoom call, we're going to start noticing how people make decisions right away. Watch this. You have your local grocery store. What's the local grocery store called or supermarket called in Brisbane?
Let's go Woolworths.
Woolworths. All right. So we're in aisle 4 of the groceries at Woolworths. Got our cart. We're at the end. We take one step with our left foot, look on the left, and we see a box of cornflakes. And we say to ourselves, cornflakes. I wonder if they have a company video. Tell me about the founder. Are the cornflakes natural, supernatural, international? I wonder if they have some testimonials I can read. And do they have a website? That's not how we make decisions. We go down the aisle. No. Oh, donuts. Yes, he doesn't. No. Bottle of wine. Yeah, a couple of those. No. We make instant decisions because we've already made up our mind about everything on that aisle. And people already have made up their mind if they want more money or not, if they want better health or not, if they want to lose weight or not. They've already made up their mind. If the answer is yes, we have what they have to offer. We give them the details. It's inside their mind because all their negativity has gone away. They made a yes decision. And once it's inside their mind, they can say, will it serve me today or not? That's it. All we have to do is get it in their mind. And it's so good, it's better than the option they have right now. Most are going to say yes. Some will say, no, it's not the right day because I get some other things going on. Hey, that's fine. We don't know if their mother dropped them on the head, if they have drama in their life. We don't know. But our job is to put our offer inside their head. And they, at that point, can determine, yep, serve me or not. If it does, give me some details. Let's get rocking. So that is a long answer to a little bit about the closing skill, which is what we do for a living. So back to you. Some questions from the folks here?
Wow, Big Al, that was phenomenal. To be honest, I don't have any question. My only question was, how do you present? But I think you pretty much answered that question. And there was pretty much nothing more to add to it. I guess the important question is know the problems that the product solves and become a good listener and get used to using the magic words.
And this is not the only way of doing it, but if you go the problem route, it is 10 times more powerful than talking about this is natural, this is rebuild this. Prevention is difficult to sell. Solving people's
Agreed.
problems is easier to sell. So let me just leave a couple of magic words just for the fun of it.
Appreciate that.
So people say, what you're telling me is I can take control of another human being's brain? I said, yeah. You mean I don't have to be a psychologist? No. Don't have to be a levitator? No. You can actually take control of another human being's brain. Let me give you a couple word sequences that do it so they at least hear your message. I'm going to say 9 words. At the end of these 9 words, our brain goes into crazy. We forget everything else we're thinking about and totally focus on the words I'm about to say. So if you're talking to people not paying attention, you just use these 9 words. And you're thinking, wait a minute, I have the ability to freeze their brain with as little as 9 words, and I have no other talent. Yeah, you don't need any other talent. You don't have to be good at this. You just have to start learning these magic word phrases. This is how they sell us in 10 seconds on TV. Remember, on TV, see a commercial, we buy stuff. 45-minute presentation, they don't buy stuff. Oh, who's the amateur here? It doesn't take long to figure out. So we want to start learning these hardcore skills. Now, before I oversell skills, let me point out, 80% of our business is mindset. You know, if we think we're going to fail or we give up, you know, it's never going to work. But I'm thinking almost everybody in this call has got that 80% wired. You don't need any more motivational CDs or inspirational stories or running high fives to your downline or vision board, goal boards. You don't need it. You already accomplished it. You got your head right. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this call. The last 20%, though, is skills. No matter how good our head is, unless we have skills, it's still going to fail. It's not that skills are more important, but we need it. So that's why I concentrate on the skills. So let me make an analogy. You want to be an airplane pilot, you have vision boards about it, you watch airplane movies, you dream about it, but you go on the plane without a single lesson, you're going to die. You're only going to fly once, and it's going to have a bad ending. So we do need skill. But most people have the problem with getting their head right. I want to do something with my life. But once you got past that part, all they need is a few skills. And the skills are easy to learn. And if you say these words, ka-ching, it happens. So that's why we want to pass on that little 2-page report. And at the bottom, you can download another book on network marketing, another 2 audios, totally free. Please do that. And the 2 audios will talk about some magic words. So you can learn a whole bunch more magic words. You won't have to waste your time here. But if you have that 2-page report down there, it says go to bigalbooks.com/free, and you'll get tips twice a week of cool stuff to say. But back to those 9 words. 9 words freeze your brain. Now, I have some good news and some bad news. And those are the 9 words. All you have to do is say I have some good words and some bad news. And you're not. Everybody's brain just shuts off just like that. Now, you don't have to be pompous. You don't have to be great skilled. There's a 26-year-old young man came to the workshop. The next day he sends me this email. He says, you know, it's a big architecture firm, but I stood in front of the office today and I said, I have some good news and some bad news. And he says, the whole office got quiet. He said, I felt such power. Just, they all got quiet. And then he writes, but I didn't know what to say next. So we probably should cover that. So if you say I have some good news and some bad news, I'll just give you some examples, but whatever you say will go deep inside their brain. There's no way for them to block it. So I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is with our business, you can eventually quit your job and be home 24 hours a day. But the bad news is maybe your family don't want you there all that time. That's some good news and some bad news. The good news for our business, you can make more part-time than you do at your full-time job, so you might never show up for work again. But the bad news is your boss and fellow employees will miss you. All right, I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is most everybody's going to have to work a job until they die. But the good news is we have a way to get out of that rut. I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is most people toss and turn, and 10 minutes and after they go to bed, they're still awake. But the good news is some people have found a way to fall asleep within 7 minutes of their head touching the pillow. I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is our husbands give us a whole lot of stress. But the good news is we can get rid of that stress naturally without killing them. So I have some, you got the idea. You can put anything in there. So 9 words, frees our brain. That should be proof enough. We might want to start learning some cool words. Would it be okay if it's one of those sequences? And you say, 9 words, is that the only 9 words that ever came up in the history of humanity? And the answer is no, that's not the only 9 words. There's tons of these things. There's hundreds of magic words to say. So there's 2 types of people in the world. And when you say there's 2 types of people in the world, that's 9 words. What happens to people's brains after those 9 words? It frees. What kind are they? What are the 2 types? What kind am I? You're like, tell me now, tell me now. It's over. So there's 2 types of people in the world, those that go to bed every night and toss and turn, and those that fall asleep right away. There's 2 types of people in the world, those that give up their life working on their boss's dream, and those that decide to work on their own dream instead. There's 2 types of, this is way too easy. So those are some magic words. So I will get a copy of the 25 skills to you. And we just been busy in the last couple of days, and we're both addicted to, whoa, this decision stuff could be cool. And if we did that at a pretty high level, we would be so awesome in this business in seconds and minutes instead of going through all the struggle. No rejection. Everybody's going to love us. We're going to take the volunteers, and we can do it in moments. So that's why we've been chatting for the last couple of days, because it's always so exciting when somebody gets it. They say, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. So back to you.
I'll just put over to the team. Does anyone have any questions that they wanted to ask? Maybe just in the chat box, just say yes, and I'll go ahead and unmute you. If no one's got any questions, we'll close it off. But if anyone does have any questions, now would be a great time to see if we can put our hand up and ask away. This is why Will is so awesome. He lives this. Oh, Big Al, you're too kind to Will.
He is awesome because he does this right now. He does it naturally. We all had to learn, but it's so natural, nobody ever notices.
Yeah, it was certainly a big shock for me to really understand a lot deeper the speed at which people do make decisions.
Yeah, I tell people I'm not happy with it. You know, I love information, but apparently information has nothing to do with people's decisions. And once we overcome that handicap, oh man, we're on a roll. Things get better and better.
And it's a bit of a mind shock to realize that people have already decided if they're going to join or not before they even watch the video.
Yeah, they do it just like when they decide if people are good or bad. There's 3 factors. The first factor is body language. And we can control things like microfacial expressions. We'll learn that on another call. But it's not their body language, it's ours. And it's very easy to control. It's not a big deal. The second thing is the tone of voice. And the third thing is the words we say. Now, you might read somewhere on the internet that 93% of communication is nonverbal. They have proven that to be bunk. That's not true. But we do know that the words are a big, big part of it. So the words is something we can control. The tone of voice and the body language. Another time, remind me, I'll show you how to control all that automatically so then you don't have to worry about it ever again. And using the right words, people sort us out, man, just really, really quick. And once we know that we can control it, wait a minute, we're done. We make a fortune.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Big Al. I know that you've got a big trip coming up, but just on behalf of the team, no questions, but thank you. Yeah, Big Al, thank you so much for your time, the information you provided. I've read a lot of your books, but tonight I've really got it at a much deeper level, and just the simplicity that you brought to the conversation, I think, has just been mind-blowing. And it's actually built up my confidence a lot more to actually go out and listen to people's problems a lot more, and to even meet people. Because although I'd read your book on how to meet people, I was still struggling in that a little bit. But if I know that all I need to do is listen to people's problems, I can do that.
It's only 2 questions. The first question is, do you have this problem? Usually they tell us. If not, we can just tell them they have a problem. It's pretty obvious. You have this problem, and do you want to fix it? That is the shortest I've ever been able to make network marketing in 47 years. So
Fantastic.
just try that. Do that a lot. And just notice what happens. And all of a sudden, I don't know, we have a saying, the penny falls or it clicks or we get it, but at some point, it all starts to make sense.
Fantastic, fantastic. And so would it just be the case that the stronger the yes, then the less probability there's going to be any questions or hesitations after you present?
Right. There's a thing called personalities, which is the 4-color personalities for network marketing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people haven't read it, but I would strongly recommend reading that, because you'll laugh and you'll see this for the rest of your life. It's a skill for life. They should have taught us this in high school. But some personalities are what's called blue. They have a short attention span. They party. They're in action. They start selling before they even know the name of the company. They want to know nothing. And then there's a personality color called green, which is the boring engineers, the Mr. Spocks of the world. That's what I fall into, that want to know everything. So we'll learn how to pick this up, and we'll learn how to say special words that click some things in their brain where it's magical. So that is a huge skill, but you'll see that'll be number 1 on the list. But that's for another time. We need to start with this.
Yeah, awesome. So if we add that into a presentation, it goes even smoother. So yes, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Big Al. It's an absolute pleasure and honor. And I'm just so humbled by the fact that you gave us some of your time. So thank you so much. And yeah, I encourage all of you to definitely take a look at that report, sign up for, is it bigalbooks.com? Is that the best website for that?
Yeah, just go to bigalbooks.com. Where you see free, click on free. I'll put the link here in the chat.
Fantastic.
But, yeah, I tell people, you go to bigalbooks.com, click on free. If you need more instructions, reconsider your business options.
Oh, you are too kind. Too kind, too wise, and you, the true greatest of all time, as we say in the team. So thank you so much. A lot of respect for you. And again, wish you a very safe journey on, I think you're headed off to Europe next. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been off to Sweden and England, a few places. But for everybody on the call, I'll see you when I get to Australia in August. And you might be retired by then, who knows? And, you know, pick up a couple books, start reading. Not only my books, but other books, and start reading how things really work in network marketing. Because once we know, it's a license to print money. So I'll let everybody go. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you, Big Al. Absolute pleasure. Thank you again. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.